you confirm through the chat window if you can hear me properly? So I'll welcome to you Scholarhead YouTube channel. If you're joining me from the LinkedIn, I welcome to the LinkedIn attendee as well. I'm sure you're excited about the today session. So today's session is very important to understand the most popular front-end framework. So today I will tell you about which front-end library and framework should decide if you're having the confusion among the Angular, React.js, and the Blazor. And of course, the agenda for the today session is will Blazor take over the Angular and the React in the upcoming years? So quickly, do let me know how many people are here .NET developer, how many people are here full stack developer, how many people are the tech lead. Please quickly confirm through the chat window from wherever you are joining. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you having. I'm waiting for your response. So quickly do confirm. Okay. So here Kaushal is .NET developer, Manoj is tech lead. What about others? We having the Nitin, we having Yusuf, Prithvi. What about others? So guys, please do let me know about your experience, the background. It will help me to deliver the session. So many people are joining from the different location. It's good to see you here. I'll welcome to everyone. And guys, if you're coming to the channel first time, I request to everyone, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon so that the information about such webinar or such a video you will get notified. Because on every week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we post a new video on our YouTube channel where I share some valuable content. It can be related to .NET, Java, it can be related to the JavaScript, and many more technology we are going to add over there. Okay, so many people joining me from the LinkedIn. Good to have Satya, Sajid, Karampal, Meenu. Okay, so many people are here. .NET developer. Many people already know the Angular. Okay, some people are joining from the USA as well. Okay, .NET with Vue.js also. Okay, good to have in today's session. So guys, here I will not take much time today because it's about comparing the three most popular front-end framework. I'm sure if you're a .NET developer, so you heard about the Angular already, you heard about the React already, you might having the planning to know about the Blazor. So I will give you a complete understanding where Angular is fitting, where Blazor is fitting, and where your React is going to fit. So as a .NET developer, how you can decide whether I should go ahead with Blazor, whether I should go ahead with the React, whether I should go ahead with the Angular. Everything I'm going to share in today's session. And what are the queries you having? Please keep asking through the chat window. I'm constantly looking at the chat and I will definitely answer your queries. So let's start with the session. I'm sharing my screen quickly. So I hope you can see my screen over here. Okay, I'm making it bigger so that you can see my screen properly. I hope you can see my screen clearly. Can you confirm through the chat window if my screen is visible to everyone? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. So today, as I said, we are going to compare the three framework, Blazor, Angular, and the React. So, so agenda of the today session is first we will talk about what is Blazor, what is WebAssembly, because Blazor is based upon the WebAssembly when it is coming to building the client side Blazor. Then I will tell you about the Blazor WebAssembly, Blazor server. Then of course I will tell you about what is Angular, what is React. Then I will share here a comparison between these three framework. Even we will compare the features as well. Then I will share a detail about the jobs and the career scope so that you having the complete understanding what are the position right now we having for Blazor, Angular, and the React, and you able to take the decision based upon that. So I welcome to everyone again, and I request to please do subscribe to our YouTube channel so that the information about such webinar you will get. And even on every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we share the video at 8 p.m. IST. You can refer those videos as well. So let me introduce to myself quickly. So my name is Shalin Chauhan. I'm the founder and CEO of Scholarhead and .NETrix. So actually we having the two website, scholarhead.com and the .NETrix.com. Through both the website, we offer the online training program. So initially we started with the .NETrix, but now we are shifting to the Scholarhead because Scholarhead having the bigger vision where we are going to create the world class LMS where you are going to get everything to be a better developer. Even if you're looking for the job change, so we having over there the interview based videos, we having over there the hands-on labs and many more things we are adding over there. I'm having the Microsoft MVP from last 7 years. I'm a technical consultant, speaker. I speak in many conferences like Azure conference we having in India. We having the Microsoft Reactor conference. I'm a corporate trainer. I've delivered the training to many corporate like IBM, Civica, and many more. I'm a Microsoft certified Azure professional. I have written 15 ebooks on interview question answer. I have written 450 articles and I have trained more than 25,000 developers across the world live working the top MNCs. So this is about me in brief. So let's start with the what is the Blazor. I'm sure many people are here already working with the .NET. So you know about the .NET. And I'm sure you heard about the Blazor term as well. What is the Blazor? So when it is coming the Blazor, so Blazor is a combination of browser plus Razor. So how many people are here working on ASP.NET Core MVC? I'm sure if you're working with ASP.NET Core MVC, if you're working with the MVC, so you have used the Razor for building your UI, for building your dynamic website. So ultimately, when it is coming to the Razor, which we use for making our the dynamic website using the ASP.NET Core MVC, same Razor syntax the Blazor is going to use. The benefit is here we are going to run our Razor inside the browser because before the Blazor what happens we cannot run the C sharp code inside the browser. We have to everything run at the server side first, then from the server the complete markup we have to return to the browser, and at the browser level we render the pure HTML. We actually execute the JavaScript. But now Blazor is going to enable the .NET developers to run your C sharp code, to run your Razor code inside the browser itself. So that's why the name is here Blazor, because now I can run my Razor and the C sharp code inside the browser as well as we run Angular, as we run React. Because Angular and the React are the client side framework. They are not going to be served from the server itself. So everything we can set up over there in the browser. So these are known as the client side framework. Exactly similar way we can use now Blazor as well. So in Blazor, we are using Razor as a markup syntax. And of course, as a .NET developer, we are using C Sharp over there. So Blazor is a framework for building the interactive client-side UI application exactly same way as we are building using the Angular, as we are building using the React.js. The difference is here, you don't need to learn JavaScript, you don't need to learn the TypeScript now. You have to just do focus on C Sharp, you have to just do focus on the Razor syntax. And using the C Sharp and Razor, I can build my single page application. I'm sure many people heard about the SPA, single page application. So when it is coming to the single page application, so how we can build the single page application? Single page application we can build using the JavaScript libraries, using the JavaScript framework. So what are the most popular framework in JavaScript we having? We having Angular, we having React, we having the Vue.js. Without these three framework, we cannot build the single page application. But now we can build the single page application using Blazor as well, using your C Sharp and Razor. So when it is coming to where the Blazor we can run, so Blazor is not limited to browser only. So initially Microsoft started the Blazor to run from the server side. So server side we can run exactly similar way as we run our ASP.NET Core MVC application. But in the ASP.NET Core application, what happens? We are making the request completely to the server. Here, data is not coming exactly in the similar way as we have in ASP.NET Core MVC. Behind the scene, Blazor server use the signal R. So through the signal R, we get the data in the packets with the help of messages over there. So here, the interesting part is here Blazor WebAssembly. So when it is coming to comparing the Blazor with Angular and the React, so Blazor WebAssembly is here always compared. Even Blazor WebAssembly offering us exactly same set of features, exactly same set of things as we having Angular and the React. The third option we having the hybrid. So hybrid Microsoft recently added where you cannot run the Blazor only for building the website. You can use Blazor to build a mobile application as well. You can use Blazor to build a desktop application as well. I'm sure many people heard about the MyUI framework. So MAUI is a new framework from the Microsoft that is a next version of Xamarin, which is helping us to build the cross-platform mobile application and the cross-platform desktop application. So if you are willing to use the Blazor also for building the hybrid mobile application, so their Blazor they are improving, or you can say Blazor they are evolving. Right now, Blazor is best suited to use to build the server side application and to build the client side application as we build using the Angular and the React. I hope it makes sense now. Yes, Shanmuka, this video will be available on YouTube, so don't worry about that. I will share with it. Okay, so when it is coming to Bootstrap, so Bootstrap, of course, is a front-end framework which is helping us to create the UI. But Bootstrap is not helping us to make the UI interactive. So interactive UI, how we can build? We can build the interactive UI using the Angular, using the React, or using the any JavaScript library and framework. So that interactivity here, I'm building here using Blazor. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So Blazor and Bootstrap are now doing the same thing. They are doing the different things over there. So now let's understand what is the WebAssembly. Because when it is coming the Blazor client side, so Blazor client side is not possible without understanding the WebAssembly. So WebAssembly is developed by the W3C organization, and its intention is compilation target. It means using the WebAssembly, any language, it can be C Sharp, it can be Java, it can be C++, can be compiled with the help of WebAssembly sandbox environment and run inside the browser. Even nowadays, if you look at around you, we having the many online IDE, we having the many online sandbox environment. So what are the online sandbox environment we having? What are the online ID we having? They are using everywhere WebAssembly. because WebAssembly is going to facilitate us to run our C Sharp, Java, any server side language code directly into the browser. So WebAssembly just providing us a sandbox environment where we can run our .NET inside the browser itself. So this is about in brief about the WebAssembly. So WebAssembly is helping us to run our server-side language code inside the browser itself, as we having the online editor, as we having the online code sandbox. So when it is coming to the Blazor client side, so it use WebAssembly simply. Yashwant, I will tell you about the prerequisite to learn the Blazor. First, let me complete the Blazor WebAssembly part. So this is just look at this picture. And this picture, if you're looking at, we having a .NET application. So of course, in the .NET application, we having some DLL. So these DLLs are going to be served into the browser with the help of WebAssembly. So WebAssembly is here creating a sandbox environment, which is going to helping us to run my .NET code with the help of .NET runtime here. So what is happening? My complete .NET code is running inside the browser with the help of WebAssembly. And finally, with the help of that, we are updating the DOM. Of course, what are the HTML markup we having? That is a DOM, document object model. So the DOM manipulation we are doing here by running the code inside the browser itself. So if you're looking at here, how the actually browser is going to render the things. Just look at the picture which I'm sharing with you. I hope it is clear to everyone. I'm just highlighting few things so that it will make you more clarity. What my mean is, if you're looking at here in this is a the inspect part of a web page which I design using the Blazor. So if you're looking at here, we having this Blazor DLL here. If you will look at, sorry, these are the .NET DLL I'm having. So these .NET DLL I'm going to serve inside the browser here. You can see, and here we having the Blazor WebAssembly.js file, which is actually helping me. So what are the DLL we actually run on the server side to execute the code? Same DLL actually we are running inside the browser here this way. Like, can you hear me now? Is it clear to everyone? Okay. I think there was some connection issue. So it is the same thing as we having, the Angular and the React, which actually create the bundle files for us. So what happens in the bundle file? In the bundle file, we keep our code. What are the application code we have written? That is a part of our bundle file. Similarly, what are the C sharp code we having? That C sharp code is a part of the DLL. So those DLL are going to be loaded here. You can see it is a DLL for Microsoft ASP.NET Core component. It is a DLL for Microsoft ASP.NET Core components, and we having the DLL for authorization as well. So this is the way the complete DLLs are going to be rendered inside the browser, and there we are running it using our .NET runtime with the help of WebAssembly. So this is the idea behind it. So it is exactly same way as we are going to serve our JavaScript library and the JavaScript file in the browser. Same way we are serving the DLL as well. This is the Blazor WebAssembly. And if you are coming to the support, so Blazor WebAssembly is now globally supported by all the latest browser available in the market. So you can see in Chrome it is supported here, in Edge it is supported here, in Safari also supported, Firefox, Opera. So what are the major browser people are using across the world? The WebAssembly supported. And if you have already installed these browsers, so these browsers are automatically updated. You don't need to update them manually, as we have to update in the Internet Explorer. So what the issue we having with the Internet Explorer? In case of Internet Explorer, we have to update that Explorer explicitly. Even now, there is no much difference in the Chrome and the Edge, because Chrome and the Edge both are using the same browser engine behind the scene as Chrome is using. So that is Chromium. So Chromium is also used by the Chrome, and Chromium is also used by the Edge. So these are the two most popular browser right now. The people are using for accessing the website, for dealing with the website related things over there. Even when it is coming the mobile app browser, in the mobile browser it is supported Chrome, Safari, Samsung Internet. Of course recently there is issue with the Opera Mini, but I'm sure in upcoming years, in upcoming months you will get the support in the Opera Mini as well. And of course nobody actually mainly accessing the website inside the browser. When it is coming to writing the code, whenever you are going to create the sandbox environment, all the people access the sandbox environment only from the desktop, only from the laptop, only from the bigger screen. Okay, so we don't access the mobile because for the mobile we having the mobile app. So there is not a requirement much, but requirement is for the website. So the website we already having such support. I hope it is now clear to everyone. So guys, I'm sure this image is clear to everyone. It is not having the issue. Now if you're looking at to the next one, so as I said here, Blazor WebAssembly is a always comparable things with Angular and the React. But apart from that, we having the Blazor server as well. So sometimes it happens you are not willing to use Blazor client side, you are willing to use Blazor server. Blazor server also having the benefit when it is coming to making the SEO friendly URL. So when it is coming the public pages in a website, we having the home page, we having the about us page, we having a product listing. So what happens here? Our product listing should be on the Google, and Google having a Google bot. So Google bot actually r- crawl our web page and what are the content is there on the web page. So that content Google always index and get the information. This company, let's say this URL is having the listing about this particular product, or this particular information is available on this URL. So when somebody is looking for that particular information, your page is going to rank in the Google first page, or it can be in the Google top position as well if it is a unique product in your case. But if you're using the Blazor client side, so Blazor client side means we don't have the information in the browser source code. Even same issue we having with Angular and the React as well. If you're not rendering the Angular and the React on the server side, if it is completely on the client side, so DOM manipulation is going to be done on the fly as we do using the Ajax. So when you will look at the source code of the web page, in the source code of the web page, we don't have much information. So if you want to provide the complete detail about your product, your services, what you are offering, it is especially helpful whenever you are building the public facing pages. As I said, your home page, your product listing page, you having the about us page, contact us page. So these are the public facing pages. We don't need to put any extra animation. We need to just tell to the Google, to the search engine, this is we are and these are the services we are offering. So their Blazor server will help us. Exactly same thing we do in Angular and React as well. So instead of using the ASP.NET Core over there, I can use Blazor server to render my complete web page on the server side and finally give the HTML to the web page. So this is about the Blazor server. So here we having the, if you're looking at, we having the Blazor server.js file. So this Blazor server.js file use SignalR here. And this SignalR actually call the ASP.NET Core API. It can be your ASP.NET Core API. It can be another API. And this is the way how the messages I will get here. It's a complete connected style where we getting the messages from the SignalR, and these with the help of these messages we are rendering the things over there. So this is the data is coming. So it is can be think about as we having Ajax style for getting the data from the server side. Similar way we are using here SignalR, and asynchronously data we are getting in the packets. It is not the case as we having in ASP.NET Core MVC, because in ASP.NET Core MVC the data will come at once. It completely process, complete done the data. Here we are getting the data as we required. Okay, so this is about the Blazor server where SignalR is helping us for doing the things. If you have any query so far, please do ask. Ajit here, when it is coming to running the things into the client side, whether it's a Angular, whether it's a React, whether it's a Blazor, so almost they are doing the similar things. So it's not about lightweight, because the execution wise they are doing the same things. But of course, initial load is high here as compared to the Angular and the React right now. So that initial load you have to manage with the help of lazy loading and by implementing the different things. Because every framework, every library having the style, having a way not to load everything at once, load them module wise. So here also module wise loading we have to implement. Then we can make the first request size smaller so that it will not load everything in one request. Whenever we needed the things, that time it will make the request to the server and load the things for us. I hope it makes sense to everyone. Okay, so I have done with Blazor. If you have any query, any doubt about the Blazor overview, so I have done with it. Now I'm just going to compare the Blazor with Angular and the React. Tirupati, here it's about, it is as synchronous, but it is not much faster as we having the Blazor WebAssembly. Because anything you are getting from the server as synchronously, ultimately you have to process the thing on the server side, then you're returning. That is a time taken. Anything which is running on the client side, that is much faster than the server side. Another query do you have? Yeah, Blazor and Razor are both are different. If we're coming to the Razor, so Razor is a markup syntax which is helping us to create the dynamic web pages using the ASP.NET Core, using the Blazor, and using the MVC as well. So that is Razor. So Razor is a markup syntax. Blazor is a framework that is using the Razor to build the website. Makes sense to this? Am I right? Pradeep, cache issue Blazor initially having, I'm not denying, because Blazor is evolving from last 3 to 4 years. Microsoft constantly working on the Blazor. So at the initial level, Blazor having those issues. But now the Blazor is more stable product right now. So when it is coming to the .NET 7, with .NET 7, they already make the browse the Blazor much stable. So now it is very good for building the any enterprise grade application. Even if you're looking in the market already many companies are using the Blazor. Civica is using. They have shared many company detail who started to use Blazor in place of using the Angular and the React for building the client side application. Nitesh, when it is coming to the CSS, so CSS and other things are exactly same as we having in Angular and the React as well. So as we can use CSS there, similar way I can use CSS here. So guys, there is one thing to understand here. Blazor is not helping us to make the design. So designing we have to do using only CSS or CSS framework. Like we having Bootstrap, we having the another one, let's say Material Boost design we having. So it's up to you what are the front end designing library you are going to use. So those can be used as it is with Blazor as we are using them with Angular and the React. Yeah, of course, Blazor support the third party component as well. Even many controls are provided by the Telerik as well. We having the control for the from the many other company who are referring. Even we having the many open source as well. You can use with Blazor as we having in others one. So it's not the case we don't have the community support here. We also having the community support over here as well. Okay, Pradeep is when it is coming to learning the Blazor. So for learning the Blazor, the prerequisite exactly same as we having the prerequisite in ASP.NET Core. You need to know C Sharp, you need to know SQL Server, you should have a GStudio. That's it. It is exactly same prerequisite we having for learning the ASP.NET Core. So if you are a C Sharp developer, if you are a .NET developer, so Blazor is actually going to make your life simple when it is coming to building the full stack .NET application when it is coming to building the single page application. Because what are the pain, what are the challenge the people are having? They need to learn JavaScript, they need to learn TypeScript, then they need to learn Angular and the React for building the client side application. So as a person, as a backend developer, I am good in the C sharp, I'm good in the database, I'm good in the API. And exactly when it is come the front end, so front end part is completely different. If I'm using the C sharp style in the front end as well, so it will make my life simple and easy. Okay, and the style of working of Blazor is exactly similar to Angular and the React. You will not find much difference over there. Rohit, it's not a browser specific, but of course it is having a dependency on WebAssembly. If your web browser does not support the WebAssembly, it cannot run inside the web browser. So make sure your web browser having the support to run WebAssembly, then only you can run Blazor there. Yeah, Krish, if you are having the experience in desktop development and you want to learn the web development, so you can learn it. There is no such issue. Even we having many are student who actually came from the Windows application development, who actually came from the WPO background. Now they are the successful web developer. So they are using now ASP.NET Core. They are using now even the front-end technology as well for building their web application. So anyone, any .NET developer can learn Blazor. It's not about that things. Yeah, of course, when it is coming to running the thing inside the browser, so the resource consumption at the server level actually you are going to save. So reason behind the popularity of front-end framework on the front-end library is we don't need to now use much resource of the server. We actually using the resource of the client machine. So maximum things we are processing on the client side. Only from the server we having the API. Through the API we're getting the data. So server resource consumption is less if we are using the client side framework. Triple Simran, when it is coming to comparing which one is faster, React and Angular. So it is a simple here when it is coming to executing the things on the client side. So there many things depends. How the architecture you are doing, how you are loading the application, because technology helping you to build the application. But you have to decide which module to load at what time, how to actually manage the request size over there. If you will load everything at once, so of course first request would be slow over there. But if you will keep loading them on demand by implementing the lazy loading, so there you will find out there's not much difference if you are comparing the Angular, React and Blazor as well. So that comparison will vary. So there is no such exact answer which one is faster, which one is not. Okay, Michael, you will get the idea about it. I will share some numbers. Now let's look at the Angular quickly. So when it is coming the Angular, so Angular is a open source framework. Blazor is also open source framework for building the single page application using HTML, CS and JavaScript. And of course, Angular 2 is written in the TypeScript and it follow the TypeScript syntax to write the things. And using Angular also we can build web application, mobile application, desktop application. So exactly similar to Blazor, we having the Angular also. Even Angular is before Blazor for building the different type of application. Blazor is of course new. The third one we having the React. So React is a JavaScript library for building us, which is actually helping us to build the mobile application, desktop application, and web application. So all the three framework are going to fit in all the three role. As a web developer, you can use, as a desktop developer, you can use, as a mobile developer, you can use. So it does not mean whether you're building the web application, mobile application, desktop application, everywhere all the three framework can be used. Let me share a detail table where you will have the more understanding. Just look at this picture where I have mentioned the things more clear. And make sure guys, I'm not comparing here Angular JS. That is Angular 1. I'm not comparing here Angular 1. I'm comparing here Angular 2 plus. That Angular 2 plus was released in 2016. So if you're coming to comparing the things, just look at this table. So Angular and Blazor both are the framework. Framework means I can build everything using the framework itself. I don't need to use any third party library. I don't need to use any third party framework to build my application start to end. But React is a library. React itself is not capable to build everything. We have to learn many of the library. For routing, we have to use React Router. For validation, we have to use for make, we have to use React Hook Form, and many other libraries we have to use if you're using the React. Of course, Angular 2 was released in 2016 and constantly the Angular team evolving it. React first time was released in 2013. Blazor in 2018 came first time. The license here MIT. Initially, license for the Blazor was Apache, but now Blazor is a part of the ASP.NET Core, and ASP.NET Core having the license for MIT. So exactly same license are applicable to Blazor as well now. So here language is TypeScript, and for designing the UI we use HTML, and React you can use JavaScript as well as TypeScript. So you have to use only one, either use JavaScript, either use TypeScript, and here we use JSX one here. In Blazor, we use C Sharp as a programming language and Razor as a markup syntax. So here, these the things we have in Blazor. In Angular for testing, we use Jasmine. Here we use Jest framework. Here we use B unit framework. Even you can use X unit as well. So what are the framework we use in the .NET? Let's say X unit, or you can say the MS test. Similar framework we can use, but for testing the libraries, when it is coming to the testing the Blazor component, the Blazor UI, so there we use B unit framework. For data binding, here in Angular we have been one way and two way data binding. React only support one way data binding. Even Blazor also support only one way data binding. That is unidirectional. If you're willing to uh, get the behavior of two-way data binding, so we can get the behavior by capturing the on change event, on key up, on key down event. So that is going to provide us same experience as we have in Angular. But by default, we don't have such support. Now let's understand the learning curve. That is very, very important. Where people always having the confusion. How to use, where to use. When it is coming the Angular, so Angular you will find out easy if you're from the background of object oriented programming language. If you're already a Java developer, C Sharp developer, or any other object oriented language you will find Angular is easy to learn, because Angular is based upon the TypeScript, and TypeScript is following exactly similar class based syntax, similar object oriented style of writing the code. But if you know the functional programming, you are good in the JavaScript, you are good in the other functional programming language like C like language, so we'll find out React.js is easy for you, because in the React.js the people adopt only functional programming style. We don't prefer the class based style over there. Even officially, the React team announced they are focusing on the functional style, functional component. I'm sure you heard about the concept of hooks. So if you are good in the functional programming, if you are good in the JavaScript, go ahead with the React. You will find out React easy. If you don't have the idea about the function programming, if you don't know the JavaScript, you will find out React learning is quite difficult. Similar thing applicable to Angular as well. If you don't know object oriented programming, you will find out Angular learning is difficult over there. So it's a complete your experience. It's complete based upon what already style you know. If you are good in functional programming, go ahead with React.js. If you are good in the object-oriented programming, go ahead with Angular. Exactly same thing happened with Blazor. If you already a .NET developer, C Sharp developer, I'm sure many people in this session are from the .NET background. So for you, Blazor is a best framework because Blazor is going to provide everything to build your complete end-to-end full stack application. Now you don't need to learn TypeScript, you don't need to learn Angular, you don't need to learn React, you don't need to learn React many libraries. You have to just do focus on C Sharp, Razor, and Blazor, and of course ASP.NET Core MVC as well sometime. And using these things, you can build your complete end-to-end full stack web application. So this is about Blazor. When it is coming to the community one, of course Angular having a very good community support, React also having the things. Blazor is a, of course, is a evolving community because I said Blazor came in the last. If you will see React came in 2013, it came in 2016. Even Angular actually available in the market from 2010. So from the 2010, the people are using the Angular. So when it is coming the Blazor, of course, right now there is a less community support, but ASP.NET Core having a very good community support because ultimately Blazor is going to support it with ASP.NET Core. If I'm a ASP.NET Core developer, of course, I feel Blazor is easy for me. Even I should go ahead with Blazor. Even many companies are preferring the Blazor now in place of Angular and the React for building their web application now because their developer already know ASP.NET code, their developer already know the C Sharp SQL Server, so they don't need to put much effort for learning the Blazor as compared to Angular and the React over there. Makes sense to everyone? Mohammed says when it is coming to reducing the Blazor download size, I said here implement lazy loading inside the module. Don't load everything at once. Load them on demand whenever they need it. This will help you to reduce the size of the Blazor first request. Make sense? Okay. I hope guys you having the now clear picture. Do you have any query about this comparison table? If you have, please do ask. Shanmukha, I said here using the bootstrap in Blazor exactly same style as we use in our ASP.NET Core MVC application. There is no difference. You have to just add a reference of your bootstrap file, you the CSS classes, and that's using like Blazor using the pure HTML. Nothing different here. Anything else? Deepak, if you're looking for the many good example of the Blazor web application website, so these numbers are mentioned on the Microsoft official website. They look at the Microsoft official website. There they have mentioned many companies like Civica and others are already using Blazor for building the application. Shanmukha, mud Blazor is a different thing. Mud Blazor means you're talking about a specific control. I'm talking about plain Blazor. I'm not talking about any library. So of course, library style is different. I'm talking about the plain Blazor, not about the mud Blazor. Yeah, Blazor use only .NET Core. So you should know first .NET Core if you're willing to use Blazor for building the things. Rahul, Blazor can work on client side as well as server side. Even the style of writing the code is exactly same in Blazor client side as well as Blazor server side. Only configuration part is different when it is coming to set up them on client side as well as server side. Nitish, Signal are is actually working in the disk in the connected mode. It is just like we are making a connection to the server and constantly we need to get some data. So their signal are coming the picture. REST API, you just made a connection once, you get the data. Just like just made the connection, forget it. It's not always connected. SignalR is a active connection you having in SignalR where data will come whenever you need it. Okay. Pankaj, I already said here bundle size in every framework will be high if we have not implemented the lazy loading. So you have to implement lazy loading in Angular as well, in React as well, and Blazor as well. If you want to reduce it, if you're not using the lazy loading, then bundle size in all the three framework will be high. PWA also is supported everywhere. Angular also support PWA, React also support PWA, Blazor also support PWA. Yakin, you can use the Blazor with Angular, but it's not advisable. Even you have not seen anywhere we are using Angular and React together. Do you think we use Angular React together? No, because both are doing the same thing. Why we are integrating both similar framework together? It's not required. Okay, there is a one more difference here. You should know about the DOM label. The Angular and the Blazor here support incremental DOM, but React support here virtual DOM. So initially Angular support the real DOM, or you can say the simple DOM over there. But later on in Angular 2, they created the IV view engine. So IV view engine actually having the support for incremental DOM. There is a one slide I want to show you here, the difference between the virtual DOM and the incremental DOM. Just look at this is the React style where we having one real DOM here, we having virtual DOM. So initially this is my state. So based upon this state, this is the actually DOM is going to render. Now this state has been changed. So we having initially two child node here. Later on we added three. So here I will compare this virtual DOM, the old virtual DOM with the new one. What are the difference we are getting that we will add over there. So here memory consumption is high when we are updating the things over there in case of virtual DOM. But if you're looking at the incremental DOM, we don't have the 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 two separate tree and the browser memory. So we having a one DOM at the browser memory, and that we compare with the real DOM one by one like this way. And wherever we find the difference, only that we update. It's an incremental DOM adopted by Angular as well as Blazor for doing the update. So these are the things we having in virtual DOM and the incremental DOM. So memory optimization is better in the in the incremental DOM as compared to virtual DOM. So this is about the difference because many people ask this question. That's why I just added this one here. We having the features comparison as well. I'm sure many people having a question. What are the different features Blazor is supporting? If I know already Angular, can I learn Blazor? If I already know React, I hope you can see. So can you hear me now? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. I think there was some glitch at my level, so it was not working fine. So not an issue. Sometime it happens. Okay, so we were actually comparing here the Angular and the React features. So I said here when it is coming to comparing the whenever you are looking at any front end framework or any front end library. So we actually look at these many features. We look at for component, data binding, routing, we having the forms and validation, services, dependency injection, we having the state management, lifecycle hooks, JavaScript, the interoperability, server side rendering. So these are the features actually we look at in every front end framework. So whether it is Angular, whether it is React, whether it's a Blazor, in all the three framework, these many features are supported. Of course, React having some limitation because by default, React is not supporting all the features. But of course, with the help of many library, we can support them. Like routing, we can support using React router, React hook. But of course, services we can build here using the simple class. Dependency injection is not required over here. But if you're looking at Blazor, it is supporting everything, which is supported by Angular to build any front end application. So if you already know Angular, if you already know React style of working, you will find out Blazor easy for you because Blazor exactly having the component based style for building the things. Blazor already having the data binding, Blazor already having the routing, forms, validation, all the things are built in over there. So you don't need to look at any of the library, any of the framework to build the end-to-end application. Everything is not available, everything is available as a part of the framework to build anything. Make sense to everyone? So do you have any query right now to look at the things here? Charles, I will share the detail how you can reach to me. Hold on, I will share a Google form to fill up so the people who are willing to discuss with me in my live session about such queries. So I will share the link. Don't worry. Blazor is developed by the Microsoft. Even you have not looked at the previous slide. In the previous slide, I have mentioned who actually invented the Blazor. So if you're looking at here, Angular invented or you can say developed by Google, React, Facebook, Blazor is Microsoft. Simple. Microservices you can use anywhere because microservices is a architecture style for building the things. Microservice is not a service. In microservices, we having the many design patterns to implement. Okay. So ultimately, what we are doing microservices, we are building the smaller unit to manage our application. Those to those smaller unit, we are calling the microservices. Simple. Yeah, microservices you can use Blazor if you're willing to use. Because microservices you can use with Angular and React as well. So here also you can use. Now let me show the jobs and the career scope. Of course, Blazor is a new technology, so number of jobs right now less. But if you will look at the upcoming years, I'm sure in 2023, many jobs would be created in Blazor. If you're looking at the active number, I'm just sharing only active number, whatever I got at Naukri, LinkedIn, and Indeed. So these are the active number in terms of Blazor. But always remember one thing: whenever a technology is new, whenever technology is in the adoption phase, so that time entry can be done very easily. When the technology became popular, later on the entry into the technology became difficult. So right now, as compared to the Angular and the React, number of jobs in Blazor are less, but competition is also less, because how many people they know Blazor? So competition is not there. Many developers know Angular, many developers know React, but if we'll ask, do you know Blazor? They will say no. So competition is not there. And this active listing is as per the current month. I'm just sharing with you. Next month, the number will change. Okay. So this is a clear picture. I'm not hiding anything with you. I'm just telling you whatever exact each framework is, so that whatever uh, the thought process you having, whatever the understanding you are getting from my session, you have to take the decision finally. So do you have any query right now? Okay. So one more thing I want to tell you here is, you're willing to learn all these technologies by building the real world application. So we are offering the live training program at Scholarhead. So we having the training program for Blazor, where you will learn everything about the Blazor in a live training program. There you will learn how to build an end-to-end real world application. Because what are the common challenge, the issue the people are having? They know a technology, because we having many articles, we having the many videos available here and there, but they don't know how to implement that understanding into a real world project. So that project element skill we are teaching in our live training program. So we having on Blazor, ASP.NET Core, Angular, React, Microsoft Azure, Node.js, many more program we are offering. I just mention only around this webinar so that there is no confusion. These are the things we having over there, and these are the things we are offering in our training program. You're going to learn live session for 1 year. So what are the batches we having for the training? You can join till 1 year. And here we having the hands-on labs. So hands-on labs are some problem which actually you face whenever you are working on a project. So when it is coming to building your project, how we build the project, we actually building over there SRS. We having some tasks to assign us. If you want to learn how to attempt those tasks, how to build those SRS, how to complete the things. So those things we have designed into the hands-on labs, where you are learning by building the things. Then we having the way how to build end-to-end real-world application using clean architecture, using Bootstrap, using the recommended design patterns, how to implement logging, how to implement the payment gateway, how to deploy the application finally to the cloud. Everything we are going to learn, you are going to learn in this project element things. And of course, only learning only project element skill will not help you if you are going for interview. You need to know how to draft your resume, how to answer the question in the interview. So we having the interview question videos over there, which definitely will help you to master that particular technology to get a right job for you. And we having the practice tests as well, because many times it happens if it is a Microsoft Azure. So there we having the certification exam you have to pass. So how to pass that exam? So you need to know how what are the type of question are going to be asked. Even in many program we having the mock-up tests asked over there. So those many things you're going to get over there. So complete things you're going to get as a single package: live session, labs, interview preparation, project element, practice test, and many more over there. Yeah, Blazor you can use with Azure. It's not the case you cannot use Blazor with Azure. You can use it. And guys, here if you're interested in this training program, I'm just sharing a link with you. Just share your detail on the link, because many people ask through the chat window how you can contact with me. So I shared the link in the chat window from where you can fill your detail to have a one-to-one discussion with us, and we will guide you. Let me show you here this cooler hat LMS, how you can get all the things over there. And this cooler hat LMS, everything we have designed at one place. So whether you are learning the ASP.NET Core, whether you are learning the Blazor and anything, we having the live session over there. We having the video based courses over there, which are the things are covering here end to end. We having the hands-on labs, which are actually problem. You know how to solve in a particular technology. If you don't know, you cannot do over there simply. Then we having the practice tests over there, how to answer the things. So these many things you're going to have. You're looking to the how to create a custom helper. It's a problem you have to solve, and we will help you over there. We having the support team available on Discord. So we having a private community on Discord. You can ask for the help over there. Okay, so these are the training program we are offering. If you're looking for any training program, you can join. Now you can ask your queries. What are the queries you having? I have done from my side for this session. Sort of the main advantage of Blazor is exactly same as we having with Angular and the React. If you want to build a highly interactive application where server side resources I'm not going to use much, even client side behavior, the client side interaction is very, very smooth. If you're looking at any e-commerce application like Flipkart or Amazon, where you having a product searching page, where apply the filter by brand, filter by category, filter by price. So those filter when you apply, so that experience is very smooth. My data is filtered automatically behind the scene. There is no page refresh. So that smooth experience, that rich experience can be created only using the client side technology like Angular, React, or Blazor. Makes sense to everyone. Nitesh, if you don't know C sharp, I suggest you first learn the C sharp, then you can go for it. C sharp and .NET core understanding is mandatory for learning the Blazor. Jai Hind, Marne stack and dot technology both are good. It depends upon what is the background you having. If your background is .NET, suggestion is here only stick with the .NET stack. Learn ASP.NET Core MVC, learn Blazor. If your background is let's say Node.js, learn React.js, learn JavaScript. So those are the things over there. So it's not the case to every person answer is same. No, person to person answer is different. So look at your experience, look at your expertise. Based upon that, take the wise decision. Even many people following the others blindly. They are thinking we having the many jobs in machine learning and AI and data science. Sir, look at your experience first. Then think about it. Machine learning and AI are the trendy technology. We don't have much job over there. Okay. Whatever the experience you having, figure out that. Because everywhere we having the opportunity of website development, we having the opportunity of mobile app development. So learn those things. Later on machine learning you have to learn. Sachin, if you're looking for the information about training and others, I share a form in the chat. Please fill up the form if you're willing to get the more detail about our training program. I share the form link in the chat window. Just fill up that and my team will contact you. Shanmuka, for building the admin template in Blazor exactly same as we built in others one as well. You can use any bootstrap admin template. Just make it dynamic. What are the data you're willing to show over there? So the dynamic things you can show over there, you can make the things using the Blazor. But designing part would be through the bootstrap. Simple. Guys, whatever the question you having about the training program, I said to you, I share already the link in the chat window. Please fill that Google form to get the more detail about it. We don't have any AI training. JSC supported. Michael, thank you for your feedback. So, guys, if you like this session, please do let me know your experience learning with us. If you want to have such session in future as well, let us know what the upcoming webinar you want to have from our end. We will try to manage. I'm giving the option. Do you want to have a webinar on Azure, on AWS? Do you want to have a webinar on Marne Stack as well? Do let us know. We will come up with some numbers, some detail, so that it will help you to understand the the career scope and the jobs around a particular technology. Sakili here, Blazor server is not much used. Blazor WebAssembly is much used. Of course, whatever you are saying, it is fine because behind the scene it is using the signal and all the things. But Blazor server, maximum people are not preferring. Blazor client side, the people are preferring. Thank you, Parthi. Okay, some people are asking how to expertise in a technology in a small time. I would say there is no such shortcuts. You have to put your time. You have to keep learning. And how it can be done? It can be done by following some people. Follow the people who actually share the information about a particular technology. Because what happens here, many things we are not able to understand from the books, from the official content. If you will follow some technical speaker, some person, so that definitely will help you to understand the things. Thank you, Sachin, for sharing your feedback. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Chandrasekhar. Thank you, Shivam. Okay, we will try to manage the things on web on Azure. And guys, I request you to everyone, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not subscribed it, because we having the such webinar, we having the many videos over there. If you want to learn ASP.NET Core, Angular, React, Node.js, all the videos and courses are available over there. So just browse the channel, just subscribe it, so that whenever we are posting such content, you will get notified. Lavanya, I told you already to the purpose of server side is to make the SEO friendly URL. I said here when it is coming the public facing pages where you have to display the information about your product, about your brand, about yourself. So those pages should be crawled by the Google bot. It can be done only if it is a server side rendering. Otherwise, it cannot be done. So for that purpose, we having the Blazor server side. I hope it clear to everyone. Thank you, Shanmuka, for sharing the training feedback. Ravi, I don't know why you're migrating from React Blazor or Blazor to React. It might be some other issues. Okay, guys, thank you. Bye. See you in the next session. I hope you have filled up the form. If you're interested to know more about our training program, thank you. Bye bye.